Welcome back to the Key Training Center Run for the Money. We've got a great group here that's joined us here today, starting from the right. What would be your name?
Hi, I'm Wally Hammer.
Really? Well, it's nice meeting you. Have you had a busy day?
I have indeed.
Yeah, Wally is a longtime supporter, but in addition to you actually had a family member here at one time.
That's easy for you to say.
That's easy for me to say.
I did. My husband's sister lived at Key Pine Village, and that's how I came to the Key Center. And every day that I spend here is wonderful.
Well, we're so glad. Now, see, there you made the phone ring. Hey. For you that do not know, this is Iris Whitaker, and she's a a familiar face here at the Key Training Center. She has been outside today at the Run for the Money celebration. I want you to give just an idea of what's taken place today, and then let you introduce your others volunteers here.
Oh, we have had an absolutely marvelous day today. We started off with a walk for the money. That registration started at 7 o'clock this morning, and the walker started at 8. We went straight from that to the craft fair opening at 9, lasting until 3 o'clock. Live music in the gymnasium all day long, the Chet Life Enrichment Center. Cookout, Beef O'Brady's food, dunk tanks, inflatable games. It has been terrific, and I'm dead.
I think she looks pretty good for being dead, though.
Yeah. You know,
well, let me go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to say, these folks usually say they met me and then they got involved. But I want to say something about these wonderful people. Every one of them here is a volunteer, and not only do they give their time and talents, but they have also made pledges to the telethon. And you know, if they can do it, so can you. So let's get those phone calls coming in here. They're sitting here waiting to hear from you, and I'll introduce you.
Hi, I'm Jack Radabaugh, and we're waiting for the phones to ring. There it is. We could have a couple more ring too, and it's for a very worthwhile cause. This is one great facility with people that are looking for help, and they receive it in a very loving way. And you couldn't donate for any greater cause than the Key Training Center. It's really a terrific place with great staff.
And Jack, how long have you been volunteering?
Better than 5 years.
Yep. Once we get you, you stay.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're hooked for life.
Well, we're gonna get ready to. I'm gonna go bring this microphone over to the group over here to the right, to Mr. Cole, because I understand we got a new total. For those that have been watching, for those of you who've been watching today, it's time to make the phone call. But I'll go ahead and let you give this
figure.
Go on,
ring it out there.
$219,141. Wow! That is just, Neale, that is so remarkable. It's just remarkable.
You know, you want to say you never thought it was possible, but I don't think I've ever heard you say that anything was impossible out here.
Well, I tell you what, this is getting real close.
Real close.
You know that? You know, speaking about impossible, I mentioned about 2 weeks ago, we had a group of clients travel to New York. I believe there were 7 in all. And they ended up being on Good Morning America with Diane Sawyer. Can you believe that? Huh?
Oh, I got it.
Is that great?
It's great. It's
I mean,
wonderful.
if you come to the Key, you're going to get a job. You're probably going to be able to live in an apartment or a group home and get a trip to New York.
But I haven't
Neale,
gotten the trip to New
I've
York.
never met Diane Sawyer, have you?
Yep, I thought so.
Here's what I want to say. Neale and I said, Neale said to me before we come back on this break, what are we going to talk about? I says, well, I don't know. He says, well, do you have any ideas? And, you know, then I said to myself, you know, I do have an idea. Her daughter lives in Tallahassee. Her name is Samantha. Everybody calls her Sam. She got married probably over a year ago. She's a lawyer. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's articulate. Looks like a model. And I met Neale in 1985, and she brought Samantha out here when she was either 6 or 7 years old in '87. Jim Hunter, who had been here and had been on Moving with the Road today, that now works for the county, that was for years with the Chronicle, was part with Neale today. We're reminiscing. And so I asked Neale to tell what I consider to be the Sam story.
What happened with Samantha was when I knew I had to do the story, and you and I talked about it, we go, how do we tell this story? You know, how do we do it? Because what happens is so many of us have all these preconceived, ideas, and we think, somebody who's been disabled, what do we do it? And I just happened to mention, I said, we almost need to tell it through a child's eye. That simple, wonderful love and what can happen with you. Well, let's do that. So we brought Samantha. She was out here. She was 7 years old. And you and I took her around and you told her the story of the key. And we watched her go from cottages to training to all of that and everything. And we watched her, and you know, there wasn't any of that guards that people have. She absolutely loved them. She thought they were wonderful. It was the hugs. She loved you. It was the whole thing. And she understood more than adults did, I think, what happened. And so we told the story, and it's always been the Sam story for us. As far as that pure love, that understanding for what we have out here is so special.
Well, it is, and you, of course, wrote the story, and Samantha, I still talk to today, and have gotten legal advice pro bono, right? So she's one of us.
She's one of us.
She's one of us,
We
and
got it
always
at 8
will
years old,
be.
yeah.
And I've got that piece hanging in my house, the story that you wrote. That's how we got acquainted, even more intimately. But I think we were also talking about, you said when you were in the Enrichment Center today, that the spirit that was in there transcends ethnicity, race, religion, and the fact is that we kind of get converted. We don't convert them.
It's like, you know, when you picture like the perfect world where everybody loves everybody else and it doesn't matter what color they are or what they look like or anything else. And, you know, we saw it today. We saw it right in there. But it wasn't because you and I did it. It was because they did it. We had it was beautiful.
Well, you know, I've been very privileged in my life to be here for a long, long time. I hope that I can have a lot more years attempting to be with these people each day. But I will say that if you've been where I've been and some of the people that work with me, you know that there are still almost 200,000 people warehoused in institutions throughout the United States. We've already said there's 30,000 Floridians that need a place like the Key Training Center. We need to continue to make sure that every day we give these people over to God, and He'll bless this work, and He does, and He's blessing it right now in a time when everybody thought it was impossible, Neale, and God's pouring out blessings through His people throughout this community. And I cannot tell you the joy that I feel in my heart about
wonderful.
that. How do you feel about that?
I tell you
Is
what,
it good?
It's great, and they're telling you there's a new total. Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. Oh my.
Dave Detmer, the president of our board, is holding up a new total sign which says, hold on to your hats and whatever else you need to hold on to. $224,886. Unbelievable.
Now, if we get to 225, that's $250,000, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I mean, now, the other thing, Neale, is this. We started the run in 76. The first year we raised $6,000. Governor Askew's wife, we ran from Key Center to Tallahassee. Then we figured out it'd be better to come back this way. We raised $6,000. We did it in May. And Governor Askew's wife was on the steps of the old Capitol, and we were all there. Still got pictures of that. Where we're at right now takes us close to $3.8 million raised and contributed by the people of Citrus County since 1976 on Run for the Money. Besides all of the wonderful stories that we've been able to tell about how these people can overcome any obstacle or any challenge if given a legitimate opportunity.
And we got 30 minutes, and they can still make phone calls.
They surely can.
Because people, I need to do this, okay? We need to thank Betty Rowe from Crystal River for her donation of $100. We need to thank Steve Murphy for his donation. He's from Inverness for $100. All of these have been coming in. The phones have been ringing. Nancy and Tom Cozy and their family from Home Assassin.
Right.
Yeah, I know it. This was wonderful. Mike Weckler, I'm going to pronounce that wrong. I'm sorry, Mike. $100.
Wow.
Cliff and Wally Hammer. Thank you, Wally. Okay,
All right.
got $100 there, and they just handed me another word from Joan Herzog for $10. This is wonderful. The people, Chet, are just pouring out their hearts. It's just
They really are. It's incredible. I don't even know right now if somebody from your newspaper asked me to explain this. I can't explain it.
Well, you better
Other than
think,
to point upward, you know, like many of our people do. Now, we also need to do this, and I don't do this very often, but I need to give kudos to Tidwell Paving, because Dennis Miller called me and said, Chet, we can't have a telethon unless you fix the road.
Fix the roads.
And you told me you weren't going to drive out here anymore because you thought your axle was going to get broke, right? So we got the road fixed by Tidwell Paving, okay? And what do you want me to do? See, I mean, you know, you see what happens?
Donation, but
Okay.
you gotta say it. Hold on.
Okay,
You
we got
gotta
a
say
donation
it.
coming, so
We got something special coming
All
in.
right.
We got
this
something
is-
real special
yeah, I know
coming
it.
in,
This
Neale.
is real exciting. I have no
And
idea
I don't
what it
know,
is.
I don't know where we go from here.
I don't know,
It's
but
so
we'll wait.
incredible.
We'll wait, and
But
it's
I know we're
coming in.
going over
Larry-
225.
You think so?
Look at the board.
No, but we're
Yeah,
not
see.
gonna, we're not going to
See.
do that yet, Chet. You
See.
just tell them we're just
See.
going to keep
You
on
know.
talking here, okay? All right?
Do you have any Valium on you? Vic needs a Valium. Do you have any Valium? Huh?
$1,000 from Mr. and Mrs. Page.
You know what?
That's
You know who that is.
Yes.
That's Jim and Bevy Page.
Yes.
Jim Page, who basically has been one of the most kindest and giving and loving people that I've ever known, was the architect for the school
Yes.
system when I got here, has built just about every school. All the Key Center buildings throughout Citrus County, is a wonderful man. I love him with all my heart. He and his wife, Bevy, have been so generous to us over the years, and they just donated $1,000.
that was wonderful.
Thank you, Jim and Bevy. God bless you, and thank you.
Okay, Chet, we're going to go to reflections now, the days of Elijah, right? Okay? So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to...
What is the days of Elijah?
We're going to see.